emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayers shall be known both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by our enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
May the souls of the departed heroes and heroines of Biafra rest in peace, while their spirits continue to embolden us as we fight on to declare Biafra, to restore Biafra, and to keep it. I salute all Biafrans all over the globe, and as you join this short program to keep the media ad hoc with the happenings of the day and with the achievements and strides of the Biafran government under the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Biafra, I implore you to share the program and hit the like button as we move. Yes, the Biafran Prime Minister's government of Biafra has taken the Biafran awareness into a wider global recognition scale. And today we are glad to announce to you that more diplomatic engagements have been made. This time it is with the Speaker of the House of Congress. So let's listen to this video before we come back to start properly. I salute the government of this very Prime Minister. I salute our eternal leader. I salute our supreme leader. I salute all the heroes and heroines of our time and time past that have stood their ground and played their role to see that Biafra is here. And to all of you that are making every effort and donations to see that we have the war chest well equipped, I salute all of you. Please, let's do more. Tomorrow is a mega fundraising, and we call on all of you to key in. Nothing is small. Nothing is small. From $1 upward to 10,000 or $10 million is a big value when it comes to money. Please bring in all your tithe and offering and be part of this history in the making. Let's equip our Biafra Defense Forces with everything needed to be able to destroy the enemies that are coming into our land to kill our women, our babies, and children. Keep your name in the archives of Biafra at this very time so that tomorrow you can be able to hit your chest and say, I was there when it happened. Welcome everyone to this emergency media press briefing from the Office of the Prime Minister of the Biafran government and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra as Biafran government's global diplomatic moves throws Nigeria off balance and they are crying left, right, center. I welcome the Prime Minister to the stage as he addresses the press.
I welcome every one of you, fellow Biafrans all over the world, those that are listening live and those that will listen after this particular space. I have come this evening unannounced to brief Biafrans on the success that the Biafra government are making globally. We need to, as we approach December 2nd or the November-December convention, it is very important and imperative that will keep you updated every time when the opportunity calls. My fellow Biafrans, you must understand one thing which will become a norm as we go forward. Always remember that Nigeria terrorist state came into being through conquest and forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied indigenous people the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted in 1914. And it was called the amalgamation of Nigeria. Today, we are no longer comfortable in this amalgamation. We are no longer comfortable in this conquest. We are no longer comfortable in this injustice, in this faulty foundation. And we say it is time for redress after decades. And of course, as we all know how government works all over the world from history, somebody have to rise up to brutally, ruthlessly resist them, especially when the government become evil, like Nigeria. Somebody have to get up and lead that change. And that's exactly what we are doing today. Like they have done it in America and other parts of the world. America took the bull by its horn in 1776 against the same people we are fighting today in Proce. And that's exactly why it is important that you know the diplomatic wave of the Biafra government today. In the past weeks, the Biafra government has met notable decision makers in the United States, Washington, D.C., on a diplomatic consultation over the Biafra coming declaration in Finland. And of course, this consultation continues, including consultation with a high level individuals across Asia and of course Africa as well. Like you all know, last week, the officials of the Biafra government met with dignitaries, policymakers, decision makers, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the United States of America. We will continue to educate them on the need for Biafra to become an independent state. We will continue to educate them on the need to support the declaration of Biafra. We will continue to educate them on the need to also support the Biafra self-referendum because Nigeria thought by locking the door of the constitution, they have defeated everybody. But we have smarted them. So this consultation will continue even after the declaration of the 2nd of December 2024 until those who have what it takes to pursue and support the recognition of Biafra will understand the need for them to do so. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand one thing, that the civil disobedience that we have used for the past 3 years have yielded the exact and even more than the result we required and we expected from it. And you know, with all the propaganda, the blackmail they use trying to demonize our people, demonize them, not to continue sit at home, they failed. And let me tell you, you know, one of the things they usually come with is that, oh, you are destroying the economy. Oh, the sit at home, because of the sit at home, they have lost billions in the South. Now, let me make it very clear today. Any day they come with such nonsense, ask them, when the sit at home was not there, they were making this billion. what have they done with the billions? Ask them, what have they done with the billions? And what have the sit at home now done to stop that thing that we're doing with the billions? Ask them, what have they done when the sit at home was not there and they were generating these billions? Did they use it to build road? The answer is no. Did they use these billions to build hospital? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to build social amenity for you? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you national insurance scheme? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you free education? The answer is no. Then why are they now so worried about losing these particular billions to the sit at home? Do you know who it is affecting? It's affecting them. That billion they were looting is what they cannot loot again. And everybody is hungry. All of them. Ask them, how have they sit at home destroyed ordinary man's economy? They were not sharing those billion with them. How have they sit at home or this billion that they are talking about affect an ordinary man who goes out and sell market and feed his family? And if he didn't go tomorrow, he will go the next day to sell and feed his family. It doesn't affect them. And that is why our people discover that actually it is very, very effective. They keyed into it. The people that are subjugating our people to slavery were the ones shouting and crying of economy. The economy that the common man never benefited from. The economy that a common man will never benefited. Before they could train their children in school, they will suffer and suffer and suffer. Why these people are making billions through the revenue that they generate from different states. Today, they are losing that revenue and they are crying of economy. I want you to understand also that for those of them today that are surprised of the wave that the Biafra government is making globally, using our lobbyists from different dimensions that we are using for the liberation of Biafra, they are surprised. They call it fake. They say it's a photoshopping. You can imagine. We will be posting Speaker of House of Representatives of the United States of America. We post it on Twitter, our finance minister. And so, as we are today, as a government, we will now be posting fake image of high, top rank officials of the United States of America on Twitter, claiming that we met them. This is the level of idiocy of the people who have been shouting Biafra for many years. Because that is what they did, actually. Of course, they cannot even Photoshop reasonable people. But most of the things they posted for many years were all Photoshop. Many of them, everything is Photoshop. The Photoshop that I said I'm going to bring sheep, they use it to feed their ego, feed themselves on social media. The Photoshop where I posted the guy that died in Russia, which I have refused to make a video to today. The Photoshop, everything about them is Photoshopping. That was how they were fighting Biafra. Now, that's why nobody ever took them serious. But today, we are not in Photoshopping in the government. Everything is real. I went to the office of the president of Finland to submit a document. Then, that was like 2 years ago, they say it's fake. And with my level in Finland, I will be posting that I submitted a letter to the office of the president of Finland and it is fake. I brought even acknowledgement from the office of the president Niinisto, the former president, that they have received the letter where I was appealing to them to support the Biafra independence. They acknowledge the receipt of that letter with evidences of Nigeria violation of Biafra rights and this criminals, political pressure group IPOB Nigeria, they say is a fake. I want you to understand that they remain criminals and fake. They remain Nigeria political pressure group. Otherwise, under IPOB Mazen Namdi, he was looking for 100 men. With all the idiots scattered all over the world shouting IPOB, IPOB, Mazen Namdi was looking for 100 men. Do you think he was actually wrong? Do you think Mazen Namdi was wrong to be shouting for 100 men on Radio Biafra, where this illiterate will littered everywhere, doing container shipping with IPOB money? Is it that Mazen Namdekan was wrong for saying, I need 100 men, where they have all these market women? If market women, I don't want to belittle the market women, they're actually very hardworking. But today, When we say that we are not going to use lobbies, we're not going to waste money on lobbies, was when we do not have the foundation. Was when there was nothing to show. You don't go and start paying lobbies when you don't have anything on ground. That was what this political pressure group did, only to just entice people and scam their fans of their hard-earned money. That was what they did. They deceived Martinam Decano to be paying 80,000. Even those people paying that money, $80,000, they were doing Abateke here with the same lobby firm. How many Biafrans know that the same lobby firm that were paying 80,000 was the same lobby firm that was defending Okonjo Iweala? The same time. The same time they were defending Okonjo Iweala. And at the same time, IPOB was paying them $80,000. And you think they actually received that money? Now ask yourself, with this their so-called lobbies, can they bring one picture of them meeting anybody in Washington, D.C.? I want to share a story. The reason the $80,000 lobbying firm, whether they actually paid that money or not, the reason why that particular agreement was revoked was because of Okorafor, Uchenna. Uchenna Okorafor, the secretary to Onyendu, wanted to be part of the meeting of this lobbyist, and she participated in that meeting few times. Do you know who is the chairman of the lobbyists like representing IPOB? Do you know? Now let me tell you. The person who was in charge of the IPOB lobbying group is called Ogwe. Ogwe that doesn't know nothing in America. Ogwe was the one in charge of from the IPOB group. Ogwe was the one in charge telling the lobbyists that he is the representative of the IPOB. Uchenna Okorafor went to the meeting several times. Ogwe will sit there and say nothing. In fact, nothing was being said, nothing was being discussed. That Uchenna Okorafor wanted to raise an objection that this payment of $80,000 or whatever they were paid, that the money is being thrown into ocean. They started fighting her. This was happening, bam! And Onyendu was kidnapped. Now, Oyibo came on board. Giddy, 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 giddy. Hired another one they call Allen White. We did the shambolic agreement. He started paying $60,000. This time, I was the one preparing document for Allen White. I was the one, Simon Ekpa, was the one preparing, filing annexes, evidences of the Nigeria human rights violation against Biafra people. I was the one compiling documents day and night. I didn't sleep. But they were the one receiving $60,000. Nothing. The first annex, I filed it. The second annex, I filed it. Working with somebody in Strasbourg. I am sharing this story because I don't think I've shared this story ever. At the point, I questioned why 60,000 is being paid, because I am doing this job by writing and compiling these evidences as an annex. I will do it. They will tell me to do it again. I will do it, and they will have some kind of proofread these annexes up to 5 times. I will not sleep to make sure that these annexes met the standard requirement of the ICC. At the end of the day, they will pay them $60,000. I begin to question Oyibo before she begin to say, okay, now maybe we are going to stop paying them. Why am I telling this story? Then I said, we will never hire lobby. We will do this ourselves until further notice. Because you don't hire lobbyists when you don't have any structure. You don't hire lobbyists, and what are they going to be telling the people you are meeting? Oh, that you are from Biafra land, you are fighting for freedom. What exactly are you going to show? To show how serious you are. Discussing with the people, if you actually have the opportunity to meet the people, what are you going to present to them? That you are carrying flag on the street? Is that what you are going to present to them? Or that Nigeria is killing you? No! I know what I am doing. I have the template to get there. I said nobody will hire lobbyists until the right time comes. And the right time is when we have put every structure in place, including the government institution, which includes the Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra forces. These are part of the government institution that must be put in place. Because as we are doing this, we will not sit down and watch Nigeria kill our people and to use their picture to go to the ICC. No. we will defend ourselves as much as possible. Then we decided to start preparing for the defense of Biafra. If you remember, we started preparing for the defense of Biafra. Then the Biafra government in exile came on board. Before then, a lot of things that happened on the ground. Yet, we decided to have the first ever convention, first ever convention internationally. Ever, first. IPOB Nigeria never did it. First ever international Biafra convention where declarations were made, where alliances were signed, and it became part of the history of the struggle. After that, we begin to put in place all the institutions of the government, department, ministries. We begin to appoint ministers, cabinet members, and all that. And of course, we begin to officially defend ourselves, engaging the Nigeria terrorist army. Head on, iron to iron, gun to gun, and they're hearing it. Now, after we have achieved all these things, we also did not just achieve them, we also defined the Biafra map. Because if you want to go and do lobby, the people that you are going to meet, if they're actually serious and real, they're first of all going to ask you, where is your map? That question that I've been asking all this while is actually the right question from the wrong people. Then we define our map. We did not just define our map, we also created the state. We allowed everybody on inside that map to define the boundaries of their state. And they did. They presented to me 40 United States of Biafra, which is the structure that we have even before the emergence of Wazirike and IPOB. I resurrected the plan of Ojoko, which is not known by anybody. Now, after that, when we see that the government is functioning very well, including, before I forget, including establishing the de facto government in the homeland, which gave birth to the map and the state structure. After that, we now say that, okay, we have achieved the criteria to be recognized as a state. You can never ever be recognized as a state under a political pressure group, according to international law. The law of Montevideo Convention make it very clear. The criteria you must attain to be recognized as a state. Under IPOB Nigeria, you can never qualify for that. Where is the structure? And that is what Mazen Nandikano saw and told this idiot. Go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He is bringing a new dimension to this awareness we're making. Now look around yourself. Will you say there is no new dimension? Will you say that we are doing what they were doing since 10 years or 30 years ago? The answer is no. If he was so selfish, he wouldn't tell you to listen to me. If he was so stupid or self-centered, he wouldn't tell you to listen to me. He would think that I'm a threat. Because the time I wanted to interview him in my platform, those people who surrounded him and he was looking for 1,000 men fought against him coming to my platform. And he was like, are we still fighting for Biafra, or is there something they are protecting? If you see somebody that is better than you, bring him in. That was what Mazen Nandikano did. They were saying, don't go, don't go, don't go. That night he was on call, or everywhere they are in the world, they were calling him, don't go, don't appear, don't appear. Mazen Nandikano was like, are we not fighting for Biafra again? Why they were calling him on phone? I was on the phone also with Uche Okorafor's mother. And I was listening and hearing Mazen Nandikano on the phone. Don't go. He didn't take oath. Oh, that guy is a traitor. They have given us information from Finland. What information did they give to you from Finland? The information that Simon Ekpa is somebody in Finland. That was the information. Are they telling you that Simon Ekpa is a criminal in Finland? No. That Simon Ekpa is connected. That was the information. And for that reason, he will hijack everything. That was the information. But did he actually come to hijack? The answer is no. But Mazen Nandikano saw somebody who will change the face of the agitation for Biafra. And he was happy. And today, that thing he saw in me is manifesting. And I told him and promised him, if you are ready, really, really ready to fight for this Biafra, I will be the first person. And you are ready to do anything I asked him, are you ready to do anything on live broadcast to get Biafra? And before he answered me, I said, hold on. If you are ready, I will be the first person to follow you. Now, if Mazen Namdekano approved doing anything for Biafra, why are they fighting what I'm doing today, which is actually anything? Ask them, ask yourself, why are the people who followed him fighting me when I am actually doing anything to get Biafra? Because he promised me that he will do anything to get Biafra. But of course, like I said, if they were actually with him, he will not be looking for 100 men. Where IPOB all over the world was contributing money and in millions of dollars. If I'm not mistaken, IPOB could have up to $5 million. Where is the money today? There is nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. When we took over this agitation, now in liberation, there were no gun, not even AK-47. Everything you see Biafra Liberation Army using today, we bought it from scratch. We did not snatch gun from the terrorist army under IPOB. They were telling them to go and snatch gun. We did not snatch gun. We buy every single gun you see them using today. And of course, minus those ones we are manufacturing by ourselves. And it will continue like that. Then when we have decided that now we have met the requirement according to the Montevideo Convention to be recognized as a state, it is time to bring in the lobbyists. Because when you see them today, they say, oh, is he not the one who condemned lobbyists? Is he not the one who condemned IPOB saying he's not going to hire up? Why should I hire lobbyists as a political pressure group? Now that you that have hired lobbyists and paid 80,000, which you did not actually pay, as a matter of fact, what did you achieve? Can you show me where the lobbyists arrange a meeting for any IPOB member in Washington, D.C.? The answer is no. Because the money, some of the money we have actually never paid to them. But the people who were seated as the committee, which way he was leading, they know what happened to those 80,000 every month. Today, how much are we paying? We are paying $10,000 every month to lobbyists. And look at the result. You will know that the people who are lobbying for us are not after money. It's a public information. It is not hidden. But IPOB, they will hide it. Or IPOB Nigeria, not even IPOB Nigeria. They will hide it. They say, oh, we don't want to. You see them telling you, oh, you're exposing your lobbyists. Why should we be hiding what we are doing for a nation, for a country, for independence? No need to hide it. And of course, now that we have met the requirement according to the Montevideo Convention, some of them don't even know what is Montevideo Convention. They are just shouting, oh, let us go and outside and protest. During the time I traveled Mazen Namdekano, I read the Montevideo Convention and he was shocked. He was shocked. I want all of you to go and watch the interview I had with him. He was shocked when I read the Montevideo Convention to him, because I don't think any other person among them knew actually what is Montevideo Convention. I read the Montevideo Convention to Mazen Namdekano and go and listen to that interview and listen to the comment he made after I read that convention to him. He said, wow, you never knew that I knew this. I want you people to go and refresh your brain. Watch it. I came to this Biafra prepared. I said that no, after me, I will handle freedom to the new generation. Nobody will fight for freedom again from Biafra land. That is what I'm doing. It does not matter. I said I will turn to a beast and still Biafra will come. So if you think that you have seen half of it, no. The harder Nigeria become, the more brutal I also become to free my people. I want you to understand that now that the Biafra government has met the requirement according to the international law to be recognized as a state, that is where our lobbies now come in. So everything we are doing, you are going and presenting who you are to the people that can influence the recognition of Biafra. From the Washington, D.C., from Asia, from Europe, from Africa. You will go and show who you are. The government you are representing has a map. The government you are representing has conducted self-referendum. There are evidences everywhere of how the self-referendum is being conducted. We have recorded over 50 million votes. You can't beat that. That is what we call outsmarting the terrorist state of Nigeria. And they were taking us for a joke. Today, they are no longer taking us for a joke anymore. They are calling ICC to one man, Simon Ekpa. And they tell you, oh, the time they were catching Mazina Bikano, why didn't they make it public? Why would they make it public? Because they thought Mazina Bikano is the only person that was talking genuinely. And once they capture him, Biafra is dead. And of course, they celebrated the kidnap of Mazina Bikano in Abuja, including the one some people were kneeling down thanking God in Lagos. Oh, they came every now and then to grant national interview on national TV that Biafra is dead. Let them see how they will rise up again. As that was happening, Simon Ekpa was somewhere observing them. Ejiofor promised them he's in charge of IPOB. Where is he today? He's gone. I want you to understand, mark my word now. Once Martin Nnamdi is out, IPOB is gone, dissolved, completely dissolved. Mark my word. Every person today that is fighting me on the other side will be gone. I want you to mark this day. Mark this word I'm telling you now. Every one of them will be gone. As we approaching the December declaration of Biafra, we will continue to push for the recognition of Biafra. At the same time, getting investors ready to invest in Biafra land. And when you hear them, when you see that they are everybody, I told you people that the propaganda is going to increase. Do not think that you have seen propaganda. No, you have not seen. Somebody like me, I am already cooked. But what about you? Just close your ear. You already know what you know. Close your ear, lock your heart. Propaganda is going to come. I told you people a few weeks ago. So if you think that what you see springing up on social media is going to end soon, my brother, you are in for a very long journey. It is actually now that the propaganda is starting because they have seen that I am not backing down. They have seen somebody that they have never seen in their life. You know, they say that I am not an Igbo man, that Igbo people don't have the heart I have. That is why we're different. They say, oh, I'm a Fulani, I'm wicked. I have to be wicked. If you're not wicked, you can't fight Nigeria. That was why Mazen Nnamdi is where he is today. I learned from him, learned from other people that failed, and I'm here to end it. After I finish with Nigeria, believe me, the people that will be in the Nigeria side will never name their child Simon. Of course, they don't even have to name their Islamic state. They don't name their children Simon. But I'm just telling you that even those who love Nigeria because of corruption and they are Christians, they will never name their child Simon. That is what is going to happen. After I finish with them, I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in order. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people. After Biafra has been recognized, I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
Biafrans must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Welcome back, Biafran people. So here we are. All right, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Okay, the Biafran government have done more than what anyone could have ever imagined in just 2 years. A lot has been on the table within the past 2 years of the prime ministers in office. What has been the difference with those that have been with MNK for years and the little time that the prime minister has been in charge? Nigeria is on a suicidal slide. Nigeria has nothing to offer to you. And that is why the prime minister sent this message to the political elite that are in Biafra land. As a politician, as a Biafran politician, you have two choices to make. Is either you take your stand now and you support the Biafran referendum, support the Biafran government, or you go and continue with one Nigeria and stand a chance of being consumed by what one Nigeria has for you. Now, Biafran politicians are hereby reminded that they have to take their stand now and understand that Nigeria has nothing for them. There on the screen, it is the presentation of the Biafran Charter to the Speaker of the House of Representatives by the Biafran government. A lot of you may be guessing, what is in the Biafran Charter? Okay. Or how did the Biafran Charter come about? Maybe you weren't aware. The Biafran Charter is the binding document of the Biafran people that was approved and adopted in the Helsinki Declaration of October 2023, where we had Biafra Convention. And in this document understands the grievances of why we fought for Biafra in the 66 to 70s and why we are talking Biafra again today and what one Nigeria has done to us and the reasons why we must get Biafra in this our time above all odds, and the reason why we take a stand to be brutal and to resist the terrorists that are coming into Biafra land. That Biafra Charter encompasses every detailed information that warrant us to do what we are doing today. It explains what we want, how we want it, and the people we profess to come to be. How we are going to manage our Biafran nation, how we are going to manage our resources, how we are going to take care of the value system that we have, how we are going to cater for our people as a government, and what we will do and what we wouldn't do, and how we will also embrace the international community, how we will embrace the visitors that visit our own nations, the good things of life that the Biafran people will have. The Biafran Charter contains more and more information about what this Biafran government has in stock for the Biafran people. So, with the meeting of the Congressmen continues, and the Speaker of the House of Congress of America, where laws are made and decisions are taken in America, are discussed, you should understand what the meeting with the Speaker of the American Congress signifies. It is bringing Biafra to the worldwide recognition. It is telling the plight of the Biafran people. It is telling why we want to declare Biafra and restore Biafra. It is also explaining to them the need for them to pick up Biafra issue as an international matter. From here, Biafra will be recognized in the American government. Biafra will be supported. Biafra will be given anything that may come to be, whether aid or assistance of any kind, should anything happen. And as we continue to fight for this liberation, American government will be of the know that we have pre-informed them before now. American government, through this meeting, will get to understand that Biafran people are ready to go. They will get to understand the genocide and the massacre, the slaughter and the cutting of pregnant women into two and removing of the babies inside for sacrifices that the Fulani terrorists have been doing. From these meetings and engagements, the American government will get to understand that you have been living in a system that you are robbed to use to pay the people in the north that happens to be the Peter. So you rob Peter and pay John, or you rob John and pay Peter. Through this meeting here, the American government will get to understand that there is full extermination of the Christians domiciled in Nigeria. The restoration of Biafra, the awareness of Biafra, or the engagement of Biafran government with the American government is not just for the freedom of the Biafran people. Because through whatever the Biafran government does, it will extend in proxy to help the indigenous people in Nigeria who have been contracted, who has no one to speak for them, who has no one to fight for them, who have been just slaughtered and massacred on a daily basis. Where a community in Zamfara and Sokoto, over 350 will be slaughtered in a day, and the government of the day does nothing about it. Where 50 will be slaughtered in Kaduna at a spot, where 100 and 200 will be killed, and nothing will happen. There are nobody to speak for these people or to bring this to limelight to the international community. There are nobody to even come and confront the ICC with these facts and figures. But you cannot do it when you are still claiming that you are submissive to one Nigeria. This is one thing you need to understand. You cannot do it. You cannot go and meet International Criminal Court or take Nigeria to American government to sanction them because they have killed your people when you are still comfortable of being a Nigerian. When you are still comfortable of answering that you are a Nigerian. When you are still comfortable of that Nigeria should not be destroyed. That means you have not come to the fact and understanding and the decision making that Nigeria is unworkable because it has gone beyond the point of just minor killing. This is slaughter, this is genocide, this is terrorism. It is when you now come to that point and understand that it is not to try to repair Nigeria in any way or to make it work. It is to collapse it totally. And then rebuild a new nation and fix a new nation for yourself. Not under Nigeria, because anything that will go under Nigeria is disaster, is destruction. So people from Kaduna, people from Sokoto, Zamfara, Benue, that have been slaughtered and Kano and Abuja in the hands of the Sokoto Fulani terrorists that is headed by the government of Nigeria, they cannot have a say or speak up in a different way or on a particular podium to make a voice. Why? Because you are still comfortable with Nigeria. So you are not yet able to, and you cannot, because you can't come out and then speak now and tell American government, ICC, who are you? You say I'm a Nigerian, and you are loyal to your Nigeria. Yet you are bringing in the case against them here. No, you first of all have to deny your Nigerianhood. That is what Biafra means. Biafran people have denied their Nigerianhood, rejected Nigeria as identity, and then take a stand and say they are ready to fight and break away from this contraption. That is why the Biafran people are able to. And then as you now take a stand, the next thing is for you to have a government. The government now has been implemented. So this government is the government that speaks as the government of the Biafran people. He's able to walk into dark places. He's able to walk into the moon. He's able to walk into the sky. He's able to walk into the fire and then table Biafran affairs and Biafran matters and Biafran lives that needs attention. That's why you see that the government of Biafra is able to make these waves now, because they have first of all denied their Nigerianhood and accepted the fact that Nigeria can never be repaired. And then they need a voice to be able to speak to the powers that concern that are outside the country, since the powers that concern that are inside the country have all been controlled by the same oligarchies of the Fulani terrorists. So to be able to speak to American government, you must have a government. And the Biafran people now have a government. And today, the Biafran Charter that contains every chronicles of Biafra, every evil and everything that Nigeria makes us to come to the conclusion of destroying Nigeria and walking away, this book here contains that very fact. And today, this book was handed over to the American government. Check the date that this post was created and then screenshot it and keep. That is why I open it so that you can see the date. So that tomorrow, when others that are asking questions come to ask you questions, you will have answers to give them. Yes. I told you before that the Prime Minister has to, first of all, set up a government, set up a structure, put all the arms in place before now having a convention to take the mandate of the people at force, and then later use that mandate of the people at force that you got from the convention to now come up with what? The referendum, that is a public declaration by the people that you are fighting for, which a criteria of a government in exile says, or what, or where the powers of the government in exile are deposited are the maximum support that you get from your people, from your Biafra people, which you are fighting for. And the Biafran people have given that maximum support and that maximum vote from the Biafra self-referendum that is ongoing. They have voted, over 40 million Biafrans have voted. This is massive. They have given their support unanimously and say, Prime Minister, fire on, get us Biafra, give us all we need. And after getting the maximum support and recognition from the country of your origin, of your people that you're fighting for, the next is the international. So he is now at the international. American government and all governments of the international world, they are getting the messages, they are getting the Biafra Charter document from the Biafran government in exile. The Prime Minister is making waves. And you as a Biafran, you have a duty to give all your support. Now, Prime Minister spoke about 10,000 lobbies firm payment. And Prime Minister spoke about what the IPOB Nigeria were doing. They were paying $80,000 payment of lobbies, but there was nothing to show for it. First, they did not have a government body to speak to be able to engage another government. They were just organization, there were no identity of them to stand as a government. So with 80,000 naira, they were wasting it if they actually had the money to pay, or if they were doing photo talk. The money went into the trash with nothing to show for it. But this has been happening for over 15 years. But Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who has taken Biafra to the American Congress for American lawmakers to decide and to take a stand on Biafra and to give their support, he is not up to 3 years in office. His Biafran government is just 2 years. Has it even completed 2 years? It has not even completed 2 years yet. So when you look at all that the Prime Minister has done within 2 years of all these achievements, and you see everything that he's doing and everything that is working out the way it is, I don't know why you don't have to take your stand, bring all your tithe and offering, come and invest and deposit all this money that you have in the Biafran government IOU loan, so that even when Biafra is restored, if you invested or supported the Biafran government with $10,000, you will get your $10,000 back, and then you will still get another 10,000 as interest rate back. So what am I saying? It is 100% interest rate. You give Biafran So if you have not supported the Biafran freedom or liberation with your tithe and offering or with your investment, please go and do so now.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
If you want to continue to depend on one Nigerian government, you will all die one by one. And Biafrans have died enough. So it is not time for us to allow Biafrans to die again because of trying to embrace one Nigeria or trying to make one Nigeria work. No, Biafrans cannot die again, and Biafrans should not die again for one Nigeria. And Biafrans have taken their stand. The government of Biafra speaks for Biafra. The government of Biafra decides for Biafra. The government of Biafra takes a stand for Biafra. The government of Biafra represents Biafra in the international community and even in the local communities. So, for us to achieve everything that we need, fundraising is very, very important now. Fundraising, money is very, very important now. We're calling on all Biafrans from wherever they are that they should bring all they have so that we can get this Biafra as soon as possible. As soon as possible, we need this Biafra now. more of these good achievements will be coming on the table. But enable us to achieve more with more of your good gestures to Biafra. Remember that America, remember that Ukraine, remember that Israel, remember that Russia, China, Korea, and all these countries are independent states. But yet, they still need money to do a lot of things. And while the world is facing a kind of emerging war that is looming in Europe, all the other countries and nations will be looking forward to support, financial support from other governments of the world. So it is not a bad thing that we call on Biafrans for them to bring their money to sustain the Biafra liberation. A time is coming, and very soon, where we will make use of what we have to get the money that we want, and we wouldn't be coming to call on Biafrans to bring anything anymore. The chances that Biafrans have now is to sow a seed that they will get recompense when Biafra is restored. And that is talking about the IOU loan. The IOU loan is a very good gesture for Biafrans to embrace, so that tomorrow Biafrans can have something to hold on to as soon as Biafra is restored, and they can hit their chest and say, this is what Biafran government gave me at the end of the day for supporting Biafra. I made a fortune from my decision to fight for my freedom. Biafran government under this Prime Minister is a Biafran government that has too many blessings, even when Biafra is not restored yet. A lot of you that have been making your donations, you can attest to this. When you finish making your donations, you see how open doors come. You see how good things that you never expected comes your way. You see breakthroughs, you see miracles, because you are sowing a good seed. You're sowing a seed that has germinated and has gone viral. You're sowing a seed that is protecting and defending the lives of Biafrans. You're sowing a seed that keeps the terrorists away from Biafra land. You're sowing a seed that is actually doing the right work that you could be created before. See, God did not create you in this life to become a slave, or to remain a slave to another man, or to remain a slave to another woman, or to remain a slave to another country. God created you to harness your potentials. Everyone have ways and manners that they are supposed to flourish. Have you asked yourself a question that in Europe or America or UK, you hardly see low lives? You hardly see children that grow up and then become low lives. You hardly see children that grow up and become useless, or their future unplanned. Why and how does that come to be? Some of these things comes to be because of the kind of government that you grow up to find yourself. You see, Biafran people are now termed or classified as ambitious and industrious and ever doing. People that are not ready to yield to defeat. People that are not ready to give in to any challenge that will make them to fall for defeat. They will always fight and want to fight to have success till the end, no matter the ordeal. Yes. In the Western world, they were born and their government put up a good standard for them. And as they grow up, they are already having grants that they can use to establish their lives. They station their future for them. This is done by the government of the day. But in our own case, a Biafran man does not depend on the government of Nigeria since he or she grew up, because he has come to understand that you have to scratch, you have to make do for yourself to survive. Nigerian government has made the Biafran people for years, since they came to be alive, to continue to suffer, to scratch, and not to depend on a government and make ways for themselves. Now, a people that are able to make ways for themselves without waiting and depending on a government, even when there is a government that is not working for them, and then they are already making ways for themselves without depending on anyone. What do you think will happen to such people when they now have a viable government that can put everything in place for them to make their hard work to be more productive? Oh man, this is the place that we will be most developed and most industrious in this life. Yes. Because if you have nothing and then you are willing to scratch to make something out of nothing, when you are now available with something, what do you think will happen? When you are now available with something, you will go above the sky. The sky will not even be your limit. You go even past sky itself. So it is time to harness our potentials. Please, everybody in
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Simon Ekpa is looking like a bigger threat than what IPOB represents. And when I was reading about IPOB, I'm like, these people should realize that Simon Ekpa is asking the people to celebrate Biafra heroes from 29 to the 31st. IPOB only asked for one day. That's May 30, which is the day that over the years they had celebrated the Biafran heroes. But Simon Ekpa is saying no. It has to be from the 29th to the 31st. That is a threat on its own that we have to deal with. A map.
The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikonta Hanchani and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the saboteur together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra?
Himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Okay, we have to call the program off now. I thank you all for being there, and for those of you doing all that you know how to do best. Remember very well that today is the 23rd of the 30 days lockdown of the Nigerian terrorist institutions in Biafra land. And our stand has not changed. So continue to stay away from the terrorist camps of one Nigeria, starting from the barracks, the Air Force unit, the Naval unit, the police stations, the civil defense, the secretariat, both federal, national, and whatever they call. Anywhere they say they have election, yes, a message to Biafrans, where is it in Enugu or wherever, whether it's in Ebonyi, wherever they say there is local government election or Paraman ruler or nonsense election, anything that's representing one Nigeria, this message now is to Biafrans that happens to find themselves where there is local elections, or whether international elections, or whatever they will call it, whether it's in Imo or Ebonyi. There is election that is coming up tomorrow, being this Saturday. And Biafrans in those areas, you know that we have given a vote of no confidence to those terrorists slaves serving as one Nigerian office holders. And the reason of this lockdown, woto, is to make sure we dismember them, put them to the ground, destroy them, and send them to where they came from, because Nigeria cannot continue in Biafra land. Do not be a scapegoat. Do not be a scapegoat. Do not try to be a scapegoat to one Nigerian terrorist with their shamble election that is coming up this weekend. Do not be a scapegoat. Call your friends and families, call your siblings, call your peer groups, and call your schoolmates, call your co-workers, call everyone that you know that are very dear to you. Tell them not to be a scapegoat to the one Nigerian terrorist election that is going to hold this weekend or next weekend or within this September or October in the name of one Nigeria in Biafra land. Do not be a scapegoat. Do not be a scapegoat. Stay away from anything one Nigeria institutions, because election ground of one Nigeria is one Nigeria institution. And what the Biafra Defense Forces are making sure is to see that every institution or presence glorifying and standing up for one Nigeria in Biafra territory, they need to be dismembered. They need to be brought down. So you that happens to be domiciled in any place that you see that they are having one Nigerian gathering, one Nigerian election, one Nigerian campaign, one Nigerian APC is Islamic Jihadist Terrorist Party, one Nigeria PDP party that comes for terrorists, one Nigeria Labour Party that comes for terrorists. Anything one Nigeria party where they are gathering, it is glorifying one Nigeria. So don't be a scapegoat. Stay far, 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 far away from this place. The same way you stay away from the civil defense unit, the same way you stay away from the police stations, the same way you stay away from the barracks, the same way you stay away from the checkpoint, the same way you stay away from the secretariat, the same way you stay away from the federal and any place that one Nigeria is glorifying or putting their flag and trying to do whatever they want to do. To erect it as their institution, a place where they stay there to uphold one Nigeria to stand. Run, oh, run, oh, run, oh. They know the term, man, oh, run, oh, run, oh. We are fighting freedom, oh. And there is a government now. So if you say you want to hold us for whatever that we are doing now, you hold us as a government because we have declared our stand and we are talking as a government and defending our land. When we tell you leave, you're leaving because it is the order of the government that is evicting you. So you have to leave. If you don't want to live in peace, you will live in pieces. So it is better you live in peace so that you will not come to live in pieces. Do not be a scapegoat to any political campaign or election that is coming out. It is good to be good and it is bad to be bad, depending on the time that you will find yourself. So we are calling on Biafrans, wherever they are, where they are hosting election, where they are doing one thing or another, stay out of those places and listen to what the Biafran Prime Minister says, because that is where the voice of the Biafran government comes from. So be good, be cool, and be fine. Don't forget our fundraising tomorrow. Be part and parcel of the fundraising tomorrow. I salute all of you from here. From me, it is good day.
The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the saboteur together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra?